Hi, my name is Nora, and I'm a public health nurse specializing in school health. Today, I'll be speaking with an expert from the community to talk about transition to kindergarten and how parents can support their child's growth and development and overall physical well being and readiness for school. Thanks for joining me today, Shelley.
Thanks for having me, Nora.
Shelley, what does it mean to be physically ready to begin school? Are there certain skills and abilities that a child should have?
There are a wide range of skills and abilities that children entering school might have. So try not to compare your child with other children their age because children are all very different and will have different strengths and abilities. In general, what it means to be physically ready to begin school is that children are getting the right amount of physical activity and sleep to support good health and coming to school with the energy and confidence they need to fully participate in school activities. It also means that they're developing their fundamental gross motor skills like running, jumping, skipping, and fine motor skills like holding a pencil. Supporting your child to be independent with toileting and dressing are other ways that children are physically ready for school.
Shelley, can you explain how unstructured outdoor play helps children develop the gross motor and fine motor skills that are important for school?
Sure. Outdoor play refers to unstructured play that takes place outside, whether it's in your backyard, a park, or a nearby forest. It's free play where your child chooses what to do and how to play. An important part of that is to have long, uninterrupted stretches of play. It takes children a little while to get into their play, and you don't want to interrupt that. Active play is one of the easiest and most natural ways that children of any age can engage in the necessary levels of physical activity. When given the opportunity to play, children are likely to be physically active by running, jumping, climbing, digging, lifting, pushing, pulling, tumbling, and spinning. Not only does this help children meet the recommended daily amount of activity, which is 180 minutes of various activities spread throughout the day, 60 minutes of energetic play, it also helps them to develop and practice the fundamental movement skills needed to be active at school and for life. When children play and repeat an action as part of their play, they manage their growing bodies and develop agility, coordination, and confidence. Playing outside in nature is essential to children's healthy development. It helps build their thinking, problem solving, attention, and memory skills. It also improves mental health. Taking risks is also an important part of outdoor play.
There is a growing amount of information about the benefits of risky play. Can you explain what is risky play? What does that look like with young children, and why is it so important?
Risky play is thrilling and exciting play. Children pushing themselves to a limit, not so far that they're scared, but so that they're not bored. There's an element of uncertainty, doing something that they're not sure about the outcome, and doing little experiments with the world. This helps prepare them for when there are bigger risks out there. They've learned some skills with how to deal with those. When parents hear the term risky, they immediately think danger and why would I put my kids in those situations? But risk is different than hazard. Risky play doesn't mean we purposely put children at risk or in a dangerous situation. It means allowing them to participate in activities where the benefits outweigh the risk. For example, a child climbing a tree. A child climbing a tree may fall and get a cut or a bruise, but the things that they learn are physical skills. They learn about limitations. How high can I climb before I get scared? And I know I shouldn't go too much higher.
Thanks, Shelley. What are some common challenges that parents have or barriers that can sometimes get in the way of children's play, and what can we do about that?
I think one of the barriers is parental fear of injury and risk perception. We have to learn to let children participate in risky play. So instead of saying be careful, give them concrete words that act as tools. Saying something like, does the branch feel strong enough to hold you? Have you got a good grip on that? And I'll be here if you need help or get scared. I think overscheduling is another barrier. Informal sports such as chase games and climbing and building helps build stamina. And research shows that children can gain more physical exercise in regular informal play than in weekly sports exercises. I think weather is another barrier. You have this misconception that children can't get dirty or play outside in the cold or the rain. There's no such thing as bad weather, and jumping in puddles and getting muddy can make for some really memorable experiences. Screen time is another barrier, and this can be a tough one. I think try maybe using a barter system, so minutes outside equal minutes on screens, or first we're going to play outdoor, then you can have some screen time, and just find something that works for you.
Great, thanks. Those are important considerations. How can parents create quality play opportunities for their children that will best promote their child's growth and development and physical well being?
I think some ideas for outside that are not very expensive or cost free are building an obstacle course using your patio furniture and different things outside to have children go over, under, around, rolling, crawling. Bubbles, balls, and balloons are a fun way to get children moving, having them race around the yard, catching those things. Using a stopwatch and just timing your children. Everybody loved being, the fastest or knowing what their time was when they raced across the yard. For fine motor development, threading small beads onto a string or a pipe cleaner or even a piece of uncooked spaghetti, using Play-Doh and slime, helping with baking, measuring and mixing, kneading. All those things help strengthen hand muscles that are important for school readiness skills like dressing and writing. Another thing is to make sure you carve out time. Make it a priority for kids to get outside every day. Make sure they have the space, having the kind of space that kids can easily access, providing loose parts that kids can play with like sticks, mud, sand, rocks in order to support high quality and diverse play experiences where kids can really stamp their own imagination onto their play. And freedom. I think the biggest barrier to freedom is us as adults and our fears around kids engaging in risk and maybe getting hurt, the uncertainties, not knowing how things will turn out. Our fears around our child's safety and other things are really driving the decision we make around what they are allowed to do, rather than seeing past those fears to what they might actually need to bring joy, satisfaction, and relieve boredom.
Great. Those are some creative ideas. I like that. Can you tell me more about fun things to do or places to play in our community um, that might be local?
Sure, we're lucky to be close to so many beaches, and exploring the beaches and walking in the sand and the uneven terrain helps develop different muscles than walking on sidewalks. Trails and conservation areas, parks and playground equipment, splash pads and swimming, biking are all great outdoor activities. Of course, those are just the summer ones. In the winter, there are lots of activities to do too. Look for free fitness programs, play groups in your community, and check out Jumpstart for some help for paying with sports that have fees.
Thanks for joining us today to talk about child development and kindergarten. I'd like to thank my speaker, Shelley, for her insights today. If you are watching this and have concerns about your child's development or questions, help is available. Please see your healthcare provider, local early on service provider, or speak to a public health nurse for more information. Thanks for watching.